So we're back here where we started from. You know, the same rock. Show them the rock, baby. There we go. We're back next to the tower. Show them the tower. It's a celebration, everybody. 10 episodes. Always made this like a marker of where I was at when it comes to this project. If I made it to 10, if I had the motivation to keep going, if I had the support of the people like y'all watching, then I would keep going. I mean, we've got a couple of thousand hits so far. We've got a couple of thousand views so far. We're making some progress, you know what I mean? I appreciate every last one of y'all for watching. I appreciate everybody that's subscribing. Thanks for hitting the likes and the dislikes, whatever you do. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my partner in crime, LEXI, because without her, none of this would be possible. Like when you see me, you're seeing through her eyes. She does all the filming, all the handheld stuff when we're outside, all the studio stuff when we're walking around, all the B-rolls for all the interviews and stuff like that. Plus, she's my mental support and whenever I need a hug and stuff like that, I know I can always get one from her if she's not in a bad mood or something. This episode is a compilation of the first 5 episodes that we showed so far. I wanted to do all, well, 9, technically 10. Well, technically I wanted to do all 9 wrapped into one, but it's just too much good stuff to cover. It's just too much interesting conversations for me to punch all of it down into anything shorter than what it is now. So we do 5 now, and then next Tuesday or whatever it is, next week we'll have 5 more or 4 more. Next week we'll have the rest compiled into another episode. And then after that, then it's on. The format's gonna change a little bit. We got a new logo. The idea was always to build up something before I start going out to all these people like, oh, be on my show, because, you know, I don't want them to invest their time and their energy into something that doesn't turn out to be anything. But now we're at episode number 10. We're making it happen. We're making it work. We got better sound. We got better lights. We're gonna have better cameras next week too. Oh my God, it's so on. So again, thank y'all for watching. Those of y'all that have seen all 10 episodes already, or all 9 episodes already. Those of you that have seen all the 9 episodes from before, you know, you can watch again, but this is more for the people that are busy, that don't have time to see all episodes and stuff like that. This one's especially for y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for your support. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for loving techno. Thank you for all the things. I'm so fucking happy we made it this far. Thank y'all. It's a celebration! Ah! Let's go.
But here we go. My name is Peter May Blacksall. British descent, Scottish, really way back. But I was born and raised here in Stockholm. I've been DJing since my teen years. I used to hang out at a youth center. Some guys from England discovered me and a friend. They said, well, we work for this big company called Juliana Bacchus based in London that have contracts with hotels and other venues around Europe and the rest of the world.
So you've been traveling all around Europe?
Yeah.
Wow. How old were you then?
I was about 18, 19. Yeah. This was about 85, 86, I think. After I finished working for Juliana's, I was back in Stockholm. I hadn't had no job, and a friend of mine, hey, come work at Gröna Lund, you know, the fun fair. So I did one season, and the next season, when I was going to work there, I met Kari Lekebusch. Okay. And he worked at this thing called Disco Jet. So Kari, he used to hook up his little Roland TB303 and just do these acid tracks. And I walked past one day and I thought, wow. So we started chatting, and he, oh, have you been to these raves? I went, what? Rave? What are you talking about? Oh, we're doing a couple of raves this summer, so why don't you join me, you know, come with me. So he brought me out to an outdoor party, first one I ever went to.
Okay.
And that's how I discovered techno and the whole rave scene, and this was 1991, I think. The cool part about that party was that they forgot to bring the pickups to the record players.
Okay.
So what Kari Lekebusch did, hooked up his drum machine and the TB303 and did live playing until they came with the pickups, and I was like blown away. Now, this is the way.
Trying to bring the whole, the vibe that we're doing here to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Because it's a relatively unique system that we have here. It's not so many cities in the world where we have to kind of go against the government that's like constantly trying to put us down, and the general culture that's a bit, how do you say it, conservative.
I'm Ulrix. I was born in Örebro, and when I was 5 I moved to Lund and then to Linköping. Like 83 or something, I moved to Paris. I decided I'm going to be an actress, but not a normal actress, because I had such a hard time to remember all the lines. So I was going to be mime actress. I went to Paris and I studied with Marcel Marceau.
The most famous mime in the world.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, he performed until he was 90 something and then he died. And I was, day after day, I was trying to understand what he said. And one day I went, now I understand. So I threw myself out on the floor and I did an improvisation. And the teacher, she was French, she said, c'est très bien, mais c'est pas ça. Which means that was very good, but it was totally wrong. And I came back to Linköping and it was really, really boring. So I went quickly up to Stockholm, and two of my best friends, also my band member, they had already moved here. Okay. And it was a weekend and we were going out to this 1984. And they had been living here for half a year or something. And they were going like, it's only, not everybody can come in here, and it's really hard to get in. Okay. And I remember we went there and we were standing in this big queue, and Sydney saw me. He went, well, come in. And my friends was really, well, fuck, we've been trying to get in this club for half a year.
I mean, I was born in Malmö. I was born in they lived in like a big old toothpaste factory. Wow. In Malmö. They occupied it, and they had these huge parties there. So it's sort of born at the club. I think the music and sort of the creativity in my upbringing came both from seeing both my parents doing what they love and like struggling with making that work, not choosing to just lay down their dreams and do something else. I started going to these techno parties like after work, like after either the bar or when I was playing records. I went to these techno parties, not listening to the music really. It was just like a place where you could be after work, and it was a nice vibe, and I liked the people in that crowd. And then I saw Trente Möller at Roskilde.
Fantastic.
And he was like standing there with this like indie haircut and a Joy Division t-shirt, but it was full on rave. It was really cool, and he had a drummer and a whole dance crew, and like the show was amazing. And it sort of clicked for me, because I was like from this rock-driven energy, and then I liked the electronic, the dubstep and the techno. But he sort of it made sense when I saw him. Like, okay, I can do that.
Lisa, that's helping to run the gallery at Snösätra. Maybe you want to tell people like what's been going on and what time you're open at least.
Det är ett galleri för de som har målat på gränden tidigare som inte har fått samma publicitet och uppmärksamhet som åren tidigare. Så vi har öppnat ett galleri för dem här och även för andra konstnärer. Och öppettiderna ser man bäst om man går med på Bevara Snösätra på Facebook och blir medlem där, så lägger upp tiderna och uppdaterar där hela tiden. Välkomna!
Basically, it's really free and really loose. Sometimes it's open, sometimes it's closed. Check out the website. It's probably down here somewhere. I'm gonna write it in text, alright?
Maybe like you have packed like a whole warehouse full of stuff. That was cool.
We got a warehouse.
Cans and cans and cans. Let's get busy.
One day I was working in Lidingö on that Foresta Hotel, you know, it was the fancy schmancy hotel where the Beatles once stayed and stuff like that. So there was a guy who was like drunk in obnoxious basically, and we used to put him outside. He came back the day after and said, you know, I'm making parties here in Lidingö. The way you guys put me out, please, I want that in my parties. So we basically got recruited by throwing somebody out. And now, so that's how I got into it. And you know, it's I can't right now off the top of my head remember how many years, but we're talking 15 years maybe.
At least, yeah.
Something like that. 16 years. Somebody comes out to me and says, "There's a man running around with shit all over his body." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" And he goes, "Come with me." And we go to this little toilet, and it's open the door, and I just close the door, and I realize he's got, to be honest, he's telling the truth. Because when I open the door, I'll see a broken toilet, and there is water, there's feces, there's everything on the floor, and it's just porcelain. So somebody has obviously been standing on the toilet for some reason, don't know why you would do that. And the toilet, you know, obviously the porcelain has broken, and he must have fallen into it, and because you can see like handprints and stuff like that, you know, getting up on the walls. So I go out and I just see this crowd of people in this rather poorly lit room, and I'm like, how am I gonna find him? And I'm just like, oh, human feces. And I just take up my flashlight and start shining on the legs of people. And I see the guy. He's got wet legs. He's got a white shirt. And it's just covered in the back. Oh, and I'm like, you're coming with me. And he goes, what? I said, you're coming with me. And he goes, and his friend comes and like, why? I was like, he's dipped in feces. He's coming with me. You know? And he's coming with me, and he's just covered in it. And I'm like, I can't have you here. We gotta wash it down. He's like, what? You know, he's just so gone. He doesn't even realize it.
He didn't even notice he was covered in shit?
I don't know if he noticed or not.
You've been to more parties than most people.
Yeah.
You go there to go work, so it's like when we go out and party, you know, maybe Friday night, stay home Saturday, you're out Friday and Saturday working. And you remember all this stuff because you're sober all the time.
Weird things just happen all the time. But this guy, he was just like, I didn't break the toilet. Look, how could you not break the toilet?
There's evidence all over you.
And he was just like standing there, like blatantly, like, no.
It wasn't me. Check the other person that's covered in shit.
Oh, man.
Arvid, who plays in Natten, he had been working at the morgue for a few years. He didn't work. He doesn't work there now, but he was here, and he was like, "Oh, son, you need a job now, don't you?" I'm like, yeah. And he said, "Yeah, well, I think you can manage. I could recommend you to the morgue because they need people now." Wow. This gave me sort of an opportunity to step out of myself and just do. The morgue is not a normal job, but still, you go to somewhere and you do a job and you go in. When you leave there, you don't bring it with you.
Definitely.
Because otherwise,
Hopefully.
like with all my own projects, I worked all the time. Yeah, I had some dreams about corpses, but and then the summer came, and I managed to do like a few open airs, and they went really well. Like one of them, especially with Nocturnal Habits, Midsummer Party.
We worked many years together with different projects. So I thought I had no idea what techno was actually, so I needed somebody that was techno. And at that time he was doing like the Age of Love scene. There was a group of DJs that was doing it.
This was like what, 92, 93?
They were really going before me when I was in France. They have been doing it for a while. They were like the rave scene.
Yeah. What was your impression of him like when you first met him? Did you think like this is a cool guy? This is a DJ with a big head, or?
No, I liked it. He was like very serious about the music, very dedicated, and he was booking all the DJs. He was finding all that time the young artists that now are really big and famous.
Because you were like one of the few people that actually came out and defended him when all this stuff happened with him. And in some ways I can understand it, because it's like a lot of people can talk because it's someone that they've seen at a distance. But when you've actually had years and years of emotional connection with a person, it's difficult for you, especially something so dramatic and so tragic, to just be like, oh, fuck this person.
You know, and I spent a lot of time with him, day and night, and I never seen anything like that. I never seen it.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, he's been sleeping in my apartment. I mean, I've been seeing him night and day. I know his mother and his family, and so for me, this was not the area that I know.
Green chicken curry. Green chicken curry.
We're here with Patrick Murray, aka Baba. We're at Baba Jan restaurant. We're gonna sit down with him and talk about all the struggles and the trick with owning a business or owning a restaurant. Baba, welcome.
Yeah. Cheers, Mike.
Good to see you, bro. Yeah.
I'm glad to be here. We started 1996 with a big inspiration from our background in the backpacking, raving classes.
Okay, did you backpack a lot during your years? Where did you go? India, Thailand?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Koh Phangan, India, Nepal, Bali, and all this places. The hippie trail.
And where does the name Baba Jan come from?
I named it after myself and my father.
Okay.
Baba was my nickname since mid-80s when I started to travel to India.
Okay.
And Jan is my father. So we started it together.
Fantastic. So it's Baba and Jan.
Yeah, that's inspiration for the name, and we haven't didn't have a clue that it means a lot of things in both Swahili, Farsi, Urdu, Turkish, Armenian, and almost means same thing, a great father or some guy of honor. But it can even be a female. There is a female saint called Babayan, and also a warlord in Afghanistan.
The main reason why we're here basically is to talk to you also about what's been going on since you've been in the restaurant business and how it's been affected by the pandemic. I know it can be easy for you.
Oh, it's really, really tough, but my problem started for many years before the pandemic.
Okay.
I will put the blame on the market.
Okay.
When you have a verksamhetslokal like this, it's the market force that decide the rents.
Okay.
And I had a 120% rent raise for 4 years ago. So my rent is 71,000 every month, and that's a lot because this is not on a high street. 2.6 million I bought it for, and I took a loan, and I'm still paying off that. But it's almost paid off. People buy things on the net. They go to big corporations that are having cheaper addresses with everything in, free parking. What is it called? Galleria, malls.
Exactly, malls.
So that kills the local communities everywhere.
Yeah.
We don't have this local bike guy. You can see only the barbers is like booming a little bit.
At least for now, at least. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, but you can't buy a new hairstyle on the internet.
Exactly. You got to go in somewhere someone has to go. They haven't figured that one out yet.
And it's the same. I can't work from home with this business.
And you were one of the first people that showed me hospitality when I came to Stockholm. So whatever I can do to make sure that your ideas and your project keeps going forward, I'm willing to do that 100%.
That's lovely.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
So remember, if you guys got some time, you got some money, come down to Babayan, get some beer. They got a gigantic beer list. They got lots of good food. They got vegetarian choices. They even got some Jamaican food, people. Come on down, fill up your belly, have a good time. Peace. One of the things I want to do with the show is that I want to kind of create these things where it's like you recognize it from show to show. There's something that ties all of it in. Right, we're gonna do a little kitchen thing. First edition of Marie's Recipes. Friend of mine, Marie, she's a chef. She'll be right there in a couple of seconds. Maybe I'll cheers with her instead. Ready? There we go. Now she's here. We know that a lot of people that hang out in the techno scene, a lot of young people that don't necessarily know how to cook, or maybe a little bit too lazy to cook or too tired to cook after parties and stuff like that. So we're gonna throw together something that's like nice and easy, very nutritious.
Green chicken curry.
Explain to us what the ingredients is in there.
We have a whole chicken. I'm going to show you how to take that apart as well. It's super easy.
Fantastic.
Have some coconut milk, fish sauce, green curry paste, some lime, garlic. I use also lime leaves, chili, potatoes, onions, ginger, carrots, and cilantro.
Okay. And what's this here in the corner?
No, I'm actually, I bought the wrong thing. I'm not going to use it.
Lots of vegetables.
It's just like garnish this so it looks pretty. I'll have some cilantro. Ty's gonna have some more chili.
Right.
Oh, look.
Like that chili. My butthole will be hurting.